Hi everyone, welcome. So today I'm going to showcase the Google Wi-Fi Nest system. So here you see a black box which is my Netgear C3000, which is a cable modem. So my current provider is Xfinity with a 100 Mbps download plan. So the internet from Xfinity goes into the cable modem, and from there it is connected to my Xiaomi router, which transmits the wireless Wi-Fi. Before we install the Google Nest Wi-Fi, I would like to test the speed of the current Wi-Fi system that I have at home on my 3 floors, which includes my basement, main floor, and the second floor. So right now I'm in the basement and I'm going to do a speed test 3 feet away from the router, after which I will take another speed test from the main floor and then from the second floor. So let's get started with the speed test 3 feet away from the router in the basement. So with a 100 Mbps download capability, I'm getting 60.35 Mbps download and 6.22 Mbps upload with the current system. Moving from the basement to the main floor, I'm going to do another speed test. Here in the main floor, the results are quite similar to the one that we saw in the basement. Now moving to the second floor, which is actually the third floor from the basement, I'm going to run another speed test. Here we can see that the download speed has reduced by at least 10 Mbps, but the upload speed remains more or less the same. With the installation of the Google Nest Wi-Fi mesh system, I'm hoping to receive 2 things out of it. First and foremost is my download speed, which should be close to 100 Mbps. And the second is a better Wi-Fi coverage throughout my house. So without any further delays, let's see the installation of the Google Nest Wi-Fi mesh system and then do another speed test. I'm going to showcase the Nest Wi-Fi system. It is a router and a point. So the router you can connect to the cable modem, and then the point you keep it away from it. And it is a mesh system, so it picks up the Wi-Fi that's being emitted by the router. Point will pick it up and broadcast it to the other places of the house. And this is known as a Wi-Fi mesh system, and it's supposed to be much stronger than the traditional routers. For the technical specs, it says that it is an expandable 802.11 mesh Wi-Fi, and it is dual band 2.4 GHz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, transmits beamforming. It is a wired connectivity router only, dual gigabit Ethernet ports. One of the good things about Google Nest Wi-Fi is that it acts as both Wi-Fi and mesh system, plus it is a Google Assistant as well. So you can talk to it, and if you have smart devices at home, you can control it using the system. So without further ado, let's get to the unboxing of the Google Nest Wi-Fi. So here's a picture of how this can be connected. So we have the white one, which is the router, needs to be attached to the cable modem, and my cable modem is in the basement. And from there you have another one, it's a point, and you can keep it on the main floor or on your second floor if you have 3 floors, which includes the basement as well. So for me, I have 3 floors in my house: basement, main floor, and the third floor. All right. So this is the system. It is a little bigger than what I expected. So this is the point. There's a QR code, which I'm not sure what it is for. We'll figure it out later. And then all you need is a power supply that goes in here, and that's it for the point. And for the router itself, there is 2 Ethernet cable. One is from your cable modem. The Ethernet goes in for the internet, and then another Ethernet goes out, which provides internet, and a power cable that go in the center. That's it for the device. I was a little bit surprised opening it because I didn't expect it to be this big, maybe a little more smaller, but this works out fine. We have a let's get started guide. It's a quick start guide on how you can do the router setup. And then within the box, you have a charging cable and another charging cable for the point. They have also included an Ethernet cable. So that's it, folks. And please see the next part, which is the installation of the router and the point. So we're going to start the installation of the Google Nest Wi-Fi. I've got the router and I'm going to go ahead and install that. It has a lack of Ethernet ports. Even in my Xiaomi router, if you look at the back of the router, the main internet comes in here. Then there's 2 additional Ethernet ports. Alright, so here we have the instructions. From the cable modem, internet should go into this port, which has an internet icon here. So let's get started. With the provided Ethernet cable, I'm going to go ahead and hook up the internet, and that goes to the back of my cable modem, just right here. At this point, I'll be unhooking the Xiaomi router. I don't need that anymore. So the Google power goes in. So that's it. So at this point, we have installed our Google Wi-Fi Nest system, just the router. And now I'm going to go to Google Home and do the rest of the setup. Click on the plus sign, set up device, set up new device in your home. Next. So we did find the Nest Wi-Fi router, which is 5th one on the bottom with the Wi-Fi signal on it. I'm going to click on that and click next. So it is asking me to scan the QR code. So I'm going to pick family room, click next, and it is asking me for the Wi-Fi name. So I'm going to just call it Google Wi-Fi, and I need to go ahead and enter a password. It is going and configuring my Wi-Fi network. So it's saying that on the next screen, select Google Wi-Fi and enter the password. So here from this list, I'm going to select the Google Wi-Fi that I created. And then enter my password again and connect. So it's connected, and hit done, and it is finalizing my network. So it's asking, do you want to set up another Nest Wi-Fi device? So at this point, I'm going to hit not now, and then let's take a look at where it is best to put the point. So yesterday when I did the speed test, I found out that the speed in the basement and on the main floor is around the same for download. So I've decided to go ahead and put my point in the living room, which is on my main floor. So basement, I've got the router. Main floor, I have got the point. And this point should transmit a Wi-Fi mesh to my 3rd floor. I will be doing another speed test once more after the installation is complete. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and hook up my point. And for the point, all you have is a power cable, which would go into the back of the point. So I hooked up the power cable to the back, and that's it. 2 lights came on, and there is a nice light on the bottom. I need to hook it up via my Google Home.
Hi, to get started, use the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Just opened up my Google Home. I'm going to go ahead and add the device. New device. Click next, and in the list we can see here the Nest Wi-Fi point. I'm going to go ahead and select that, and it is asking me to scan the QR code, and we know the QR code is in the back as a sticker, so I scanned it. It's all good to go. So the device is connected. I did hear the sound. Yes, I agree. And since this is in the living room, I'm going to go ahead and select living room. connect your phone to the Google Wi-Fi. I'm going to say connect, select the Google Wi-Fi, and done. So it is now adding the Wi-Fi point to my Wi-Fi network. So right now it is testing the mesh connection between the router and the point. So it says it has got a great connection, and we will do a speed test. Alright everyone, so the Google Wi-Fi router has been installed, and I'm going to do another speed check. So right now I'm 3 feet away from the router. After the installation of Google Wi-Fi, I'm getting 100 Mbps, which is my max speed with Comcast that I have signed up for, and an upload speed of 6.22 Mbps. This is awesome, guys. So now I'm going to my main floor, which is the second floor from the basement, to do another speed test. So doing another speed test on the main floor. One thing to note, guys, there is the point here which is doing the Wi-Fi mesh to connect to the other system. And as you can see, away from the house on the main floor, I'm getting 116.59 Mbps, a download speed of 6.21 Mbps. This is unbelievable, guys. Alright, so now I'm going to the third floor to do the final check. So this is the furthest away from the router, and I cannot believe the speed has actually increased, and right now it is at 119.95 Mbps, and the upload speed is 6.24 Mbps. This is awesome. So I'm very glad that I switched to the Google Nest Wi-Fi system. Thank you again for watching, and please subscribe.